Hi, everybody.
Hello, dear.
Does anyone have any questions, first off?
I have a question for Mrs. Lydia.
Yes.
What kind of things can I make with my alchemy jug? Or is it just the listed things?
I'm gonna go with the things that it's listed.
Okay.
Don't worry, honey's on there.
Yeah, as a bear I need to get my daily 5 a day honey.
Yeah, this is
Man,
the
I
first
butchered
time.
that.
Yeah, I was like, wait, why did he grab it? And I'm like, oh yeah, it makes honey.
I don't think anyone needs to be told, but I am a bear. Any of you guys have any advice on how to voice a bear?
Can barely believe it.
The deepest voice you can possibly gain, I guess.
Just Winnie the Pooh it.
I've
Don't
never
try and go
actually
bear at
watched
all.
Winnie the Pooh.
And you can be
Never
Piglet.
watched Winnie the Pooh?
You can be like the disgusting, like, nasty old Piglet.
I used to have books on like the history of Winnie the Pooh and how he, like that had pictures of the original stuffed animals. I was obsessed with Winnie the Pooh as a kid.
So you didn't actually read
Seen a
the
lot.
Winnie the Pooh books, you read the history on them?
I read both.
Oh, okay.
It also got me into like antique like teddy bear collecting, and they had all these books about like the different kinds of stuffed animals from different eras and why they're worth money.
That sounds super obscure.
It was interesting to me as like 7, 8.
You were 7 or 8 when you were reading this?
I had a weird obsession with different collectibles at that age, like stamps, stuffed animals, coins. You know,
Do you have any of that now?
no. Glass
Okay.
dolls too. I collected glass dolls.
I collected Beanie Babies.
Oh god, they're gonna be worth millions in the future.
Any moment now.
Turns out they're worth like $1 maybe.
There's one that's like worth a bunch we sell. How much was it?
I found out that I have one that's actually misspelling of the name, and it's actually worth money.
Wow.
That reminds me. I once had a double stamped quarter, which is worth a lot of money, and I just accidentally spent it at some point because I left it in my pocket and didn't think to check if that was the
Nice.
double stamped one. I know it wasn't good. I was so upset.
Lydia gave me shit for having no personality traits, so I've gone on to bearsmart.com about bears/personality. And I've listed some bear-related personality traits. Seems good.
Grumpy, tractor-sized. That's about all I know about bear personalities.
I prefer the shaped sheets because you can ping stuff like traits to.
Oh, really?
Here
Do
we
you?
go.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
know,
know
right?
that.
Every single campaign, it's always, oh man, can we have the shaped sheets? I kind of like.
That's the other shit, dude.
But they're just so much better.
Please, DM.
DM, please.
They caused other people's games to lag.
No, they don't. They're fine.
I
They did for
remember
me on that computer that
specifically,
time.
like, we had problems with both Dibble and poor, Cat.
Kyra.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Kyra had just as many problems with this sheet as she did with the shaped one.
Yeah, and my computer, like, I was on an iPad at that time, so it made sense. It was an old iPad too.
Yeah,
It
like
made sense that I was having lagging, and I got the new laptop right after it. I was like, maybe we should have stayed shape sheets. But
Dibble wasn't on a real computer, so whatever she used would have
Oh.
lagged, and Kyra lagged either way. So it's not shaped sheets that did it.
Poor Kyra.
Poor Kyra. Rip. Whatever happened to her?
She had schooling. She had schooling, and she went to school somewhere else than she normally would go. So she had to stay with a kind of like a foster family of sorts. And they were very oriented, kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. They're more like family focused. So when they ate, they made everyone eat together without any technology at the table or anything like
Oh,
that.
that's fucked up.
And yeah, our sessions kind of interrupted her mealtime. So yep,
Hmm.
that was that.
Was it like a language exchange program?
I do not know. I was not.
I never heard of
told.
any other thing where you go to another. I know, right? She didn't just disappear.
Why don't we all introduce ourselves and our characters? Because, you know, we don't all know each other.
I think Dibble should go first because her character sucks.
Yeah, fuck you, Dibble.
How dare you? What's wrong with my character? She's an old
She's a
smoker.
nasty neck someone, man.
She has a nasty neck stoma
You're
that she
gonna die of
smoked
cancer.
through. Also, I want to ask, could I like repurpose? Could I like use her? Because she's got this long cigarette holder and she smokes cigarettes through her neck stoma with it. Could I reuse that like to also work as her wand for like spellcasting?
Oh no! Stop! Oh, this is nasty,
Yes,
dude.
I'm throwing it out there. It's a reason for her to always have it. Okay, her name is Francesca DeLorean. She's an old lady. She's like standoffish and not that nice, but not that mean either. She has bright red dyed hair. She puts on a lot of makeup, wears her furs and like all of her jewels on her at all times, and she's a little old lady, often seen smoking a cigarette through her neck stoma. Any other questions about her?
You
I don't
had
know
to
what
say
else.
neck stoma at least 4 times in that character intro. didn't
Google
you?
image search it, then I'll be satisfied.
It's the worst. No, I've already seen them.
In real
Terrible.
life?
Well, not. I have not seen one in real life, but I've seen like the anti-smoking videos
Yeah.
where they show it, and that's grim enough.
I've never seen one in real life.
I don't think I could trust myself to have a neck stoma. I just play with it.
Alright, well, if anyone has any
This
questions
is
about the
getting
character,
terrible.
she's super
I'm
weak.
done.
She's gonna fall over at any, like, the slightest wind blow because she's a tiny little weak old lady.
Oh, poor old lady.
Poor,
Well-
poor thing.
I feel like you had to dump both strength and con, but you weren't able to.
Definitely dump con. That should have been like a mandatory.
Yeah.
You're gonna die of cancer. You understand that, right?
Yeah, I know.
You're like,
Just the other day,
you have
just the
one
other day,
days.
I messaged Lydia and I'm like, I think her con is still too high. Can I lower it some more? Because I just didn't feel right having her con be as high as it was. So
Well, what race is she to be?
human.
Wait. Oh, I thought it was 108 years old, not 108 pounds. I'm like, fuck,
Yeah,
she's
no.
like a really old lady, even for old lady standards.
No, she's not. She's old. Definitely looks older than she is because she's been smoking and living a life of debauchery.
Every wound she gets when she takes fall damage, she risks getting a broken bone.
Broken hip, yeah.
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 Oh, my hip!
Oh my god.
She's only 25.
No, she's 69.
Oh wow. What a mean
How mature.
god. You're the worst. I suppose I should introduce my character.
Yep,
Yep.
that's the plan.
Crux is a very tall, very broad warforged. Taken literally, he was forged for war. Forged for the Elven War. That happened about 30 years ago. He is only 28, so he's made towards the latter part of the war. He performed very well in combat, and thus was awarded a special item. And after the battle was finished, he didn't quite like the fact that he had slaughtered all these people he considered kind of innocent. Some of them weren't exactly innocent, but most of them are only fighting for their homeland. And so he kind of went on an adventure to see who he truly was. Found his way to a spy master, worked for him just for basically a living wage. He decided that wasn't the thing he wanted to do, and went and met a shepherd, and from him learned the value of life and became a magus. And that's my story, folks.
I have just one question. If the war was 30 years ago and he's 28 years old, he was made 2 years after the war ended.
The
How's
war
that
didn't
work
last
out?
1 year, my guy.
When you say a war was 30 years ago, that's when the war ended, isn't it?
Well, I'm just saying what I was told. I was told it lasted 3 years.
Okay.
So technically 27 or so years ago. But it started 30 years ago.
Oh, so he was made during, after the first year of war and he fought for 2 years.
Correct.
He killed all the innocent children.
Killed them all. Slaughtered
Jesus.
Slaughtered them. No regrets. Well, lots of regrets, but no mercy.
That's a problem for future him.
Well, he didn't know if there was going to be a future him.
But now he is future him, and now he's feeling the regrets. And he's
Yeah.
like, fuck you past me.
Yeah, so basically what he's doing now is on a journey for trying to look for people to help him, a journey of soul seeking and gaining of power, so he can go on to do bigger and better things.
Bear time?
Yeah, it's always bear time. So my character's Sir Kahu. He's a bear. He's He's pretty big. That comes with the territory of being a bear. He's originally from a small clan of other bears in the woods. They're extremely tech literate. They have really high quality tech, but they're not so happy because they like living in the woods. They like the aesthetic of it. But this disgusting city of Etheros keeps cutting down all of their trees, and he's here to seek an audience with Her Royal Highness Queen Lilith about the lumber expansions, because he actually ended up losing his niece to all of their shit where they're cutting down all the trees. They got no farmland left. So now he's here to cut that shit down. He's here as a foreign dignitary, a noble, but we'll see how far that gets him.
Sure. Yeah, I'm playing Vincent. He was an adventurer for a long time. Kind of going around procuring artifacts, things of value, and along the way he met with some misfortune and found his way to the service of the twins. And now he acts as an acolyte of the twins. He's interested in some information regarding a particular artifact, so he's come to the city to try to access the library, see what he can learn.
So what did he do in his adventuring days, in all 100 of years of them?
100 of years? No, it was... How am I? What am I? 33, yeah, that's right. 33 years, so about the last 10 years of adventuring. Pretty much any job that came up. He's killed some people, he's taken some things. He's willing to go wherever it takes to make sure he gets paid.
Alright, so he's killed children as well as Crux.
He doesn't kill children.
Killing children.
Teenagers?
He doesn't stop war machines.
Short adults.
Gnomes?
No, he kills halflings. He's fine with killing
Oh
halflings.
no!
Oh
Okay.
yeah, let's
Good
kill
thing I
halflings.
didn't choose a
Suck.
halfling. I really wanted to.
What about, is it Francesca or Francesca?
Francesca.
Alright, does she kill children as well?
No, never killed a child.
Okay. Wants
Are
to
you
though.
sure?
It's on a bucket list.
Did you kill him with secondhand smoking?
I probably have. I mean, let's be honest. That's probably happened.
So we're 3 for 4 on child killers.
Yeah.
So,
Ha.
yeah. So, do you even have children? You're like an old lady.
Yeah, no, she that's kind of a thing about her is that she feels like she's this old now, and she's kind of feeling like she wasted her life because she has no children, she has no husband, she spent her whole life just living for herself, and she kind of regrets it.
It's like the poop hole loophole, except neck hole loophole.
Gross.
That's really rough.
How old is your character, by the way, Sir Karhu? How old is he supposed to be?
He is 28 in bear years.
So what's that?
28 in bear years.
I don't know what that is in human years. But he's
Oh my
28
God.
in bear
I'm gonna
years.
look up a bear to human year calculator to see it. It's a
14.
1 human year is equal to 2 bear years. What?
Ah, yeah.
Let's
So
see.
he's double that age then.
Yeah, he's half.
It's half of this. It's 14.
So you're like a little baby bear. So you're really at risk here with all these child killers. Watch out.
Well, bears are supposed to live like 20 to 30 years, so he's 28, which would make him much older in human years, right?
So you're just hitting puberty, huh? Well, technically not, because not for in human you would, but
You don't hit puberty at the end of your life.
how old do bears live?
Anywhere from
20.
25 to 40, and he's 28, so
You have like a decade. Shut up. At the end of your life.
you don't have
What?
puberty 3/4 of the way through your life. Like humans don't hit puberty at 60.
I was just saying, like, if you're a human, you would just be hitting puberty.
So 3.5.
At 28?
No, if I was a
At
human,
14.
I'd be retiring.
What? No. For every 2 bear years, it's 1 human year.
But he counts his own age in bear years, which are his years. But for you humans, that's twice. If that makes sense.
No, it's half. Stop.
No, because he's 28 years old. But you're halving that for some reason, when it should be doubled.
You said
That's what I
28,
thought it was.
28 in bear years or 28 in human years?
He's 28, but he counts in bear years.
Kodiak bears only live to be about 28.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So he can't have just hit puberty at the end of his life.
I thought you
so
said he
he's
was 28 in bear years, and I was like, well, that's half.
Ah, whatever that should be in bear years.
So you're 28 in human years.
He's just 28 years old. Human years is fucking
Just
whatever.
regular
humans-
years. Regular
Just
old
regular
years.
years. Real, genuine.
So you're
years.
56 in bear years.
Oh, we're close.
Oh, we should retire together, settle down, make a family, get some half bear kids going.
That's disgusting.
Don't you crush our dreams.
That's racist.
I will actually crush your
And
dreams.
ages.
I will physically crush your dreams.
Is anyone here religious?
Nope.
Like, character-wise?
No.
Really.
Oh, which gods
Your
do you
character?
like?
Follow the twins.
Oh, same.
Good, and you have your head blown about you.
Yeah, they granted bear kind free will.
What the
They gave us all the ability to choose.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hail like half the gods that were available to hail.
Well, everybody knows me, so
I don't know.
I don't need an
Who
introduction.
are you?
Do we?
Hi, I'm the universe, and my character will be all of them that aren't you.
It's nice to meet you, Lydia. Thank you for inviting me to your game.
Okay, so I wanted to go over the rules real quick so we're all on the same page, because I did have some stuff that was changed.
Oh shit.
What was that you said? I didn't hear.
I'm gonna go.
My niece came in at the same time.
Rule number 1, listen.
We're going over the rule.
Okay, I heard that, and then my niece started talking. I didn't hear it.
Okay, so there. I mean, everybody knows how to make a character. I assume we've all done that already. So the way critical hits are done, I've changed. So instead of like doubling whatever you roll, you take the maximum and then you roll and add that to it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So like if the damage is a D4, you roll 1d4 and then plus just 4.
Yes.
Instead of
I like that
2d4.
better because still critical hits are like all over the place. This way it makes it more consistently powerful.
Yeah, it's no fun to like crit and then roll a 1 on damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so no like critical success and fail on skill checks really. I mean, like, you're not gonna leap across a 30-foot chasm if you roll a 20.
But DM,
It's
I
fair.
rolled a fly.
And also, I don't like inspiration, how it works at all. So, instead of, like, getting advantage, you can use inspiration to, for example, find a way to leap across a 30-foot chasm as if you rolled a natural 20. Does that make sense?
Okay, so instead of inspiration being a die that you can add to your roll, it's just an automatic 20.
It's like doing something that's not necessarily plausible, but you really want it to work, so you use your inspiration to automatically get it to work in your favor.
So what
Okay, so
in like a gameplay circumstance, if we're stood on one side of a bridge and I'm like, I want to jump to the other side of the bridge, and you're like, you can't do that, and I'm like, but I'll burn a token of fate. Is that how that would work? Or would it be like, if you tried to do something and failed, then you would burn the token to be like, oh no, I didn't fail, I worked the whole time, I had critical success.
Yeah, if you want to try to do something that's implausible, you can use one to make it work somehow.
So like a super divine intervention type thing?
Yeah, it's like some odd twist of circumstance lets you do the thing that you want to do.
Okay, but can we use it Do we have to use it before we say we do the thing, or can we use it if we fail to do a thing and then be like, haha, no, it worked anyway, token of fate?
I'd say you could do it if you roll and it doesn't work.
Okay. Sounds good.
How would that work in a battle context? Like just if you had some sort of plan that wouldn't be feasible, or would it work differently in battle?
I mean, if you want to use it to say, you have like disadvantage and the enemy's got tons of buff, but you really want to hit them anyway, like you can spend
Free
it
crit.
to hit them and crit if you want.